Dun, dun, dun. It's the third time today I've seen that.
Yeah, so you're probably getting tired of that stinger. I'm gonna have to make another one that's even
I
more
like it.
elaborate.
But no, it's us. It shows we're big production in our little studios.
What if every week I add like a few more seconds to it until it's eventually starting outside the theater?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, everybody, this is the Orville Review, Orville New Horizons, or Orville, aka Season 3, Episode 3 review. And it was a stellar episode. Absolutely stellar episode. I don't want to give away too much, but I was so excited for everyone else to experience this episode. We got to see it early, and every time someone was, nitpicking little things in Orville, I kept saying, "Oh man, wait till you see
episode 3.
Wait till you see episode 3. It's just gonna blow you away." So we're gonna jump right into it. Ready, Shane?
Right. Let's go.
Here we go. Oh, wrong window. Here we go. All right. We open up and with a beautiful shot of the Orville, as per usual. And with Tala coming back on board, she was on mission somewhere. What was the mission again?
Oh, she was on a weeks-long leave, visiting her parents.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so she was on. Yeah, and this is very important that she was on leave. It's it's rare that the first 10 seconds of a show are ridiculously vital to the story.
Yeah, because we learned that she's witnessed some unusual Kalon activity that she came on during her flight back to the orbit.
Right. All right. So she's going to give her a report, have a restful trip, work hard, play hard, etc., etc. Compare to the trip back. Yeah. Put my report in your file. Blah blah blah. Okay. Good times.
Blah blah blah. Blah.
Anything near this sector is concerning. Yes, it is. Okay. All right. What is this? She's eating. What was she eating?
This is Chilean chocolate.
Chilean chocolate.
Yeah.
That's why I can't stand my diet.
I love when she gives one to she gives it to Bortus, right?
Uh-huh.
And he can't have it because Malloy has advised Bortus to get his summer body ready for the Mocklin Beach.
So. Right, that was great. Since when, my summer body? We
need more Bortus. That's the thing missing so far.
Yeah, we have not seen a Bortus episode yet. And it's you definitely feel it. 3 episodes in, hopefully it's coming up. All right, so they detect some narrow band emissions from a planet where there shouldn't be anything. There should be nothing.
Neuron 1 is the planet.
Yes, it's a planet devoid of life forms, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be completely barren rock.
Right.
And this is a really great set because, it totally confuses all of us when this initially happens. And then, of course, we heard about the Kalons, so we kind of put 2 and 2 together and it's like, oh my gosh, what are the Kalons doing to this planet, right?
It's the Kalon. Oh no. Yeah. So they have no explanation because there's a bunch of people down there. There's a lot of technology and cities, and it's a bustling planet apparently.
So I want to give my first upvote for the mystery.
Here we go.
The mystery the idea of a planet that's supposed to be barren where they're suddenly registering millions of people is just kind of a mind blow in itself. 8 billion inhabitants all of a sudden on this planet.
Right. Instantly when there was no one there.
Right.
So they take a shuttle, and it's a cool looking shuttle. They take a shuttle down to the planet, and I'm not gonna downvote this because I did it last episode, but I do feel like, it's specific to Orville, but maybe you shouldn't have the majority of the command crew on your ship.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, but that's the way they've always been. So
right. Yeah. So no downvotes, just random thought.
A point.
And apparently there's a whole forest on the ship all of a sudden. On the planet all of a sudden. And so they're
There's no, where's all the people?
Yeah,
now it's just forest.
Yeah, just forest. Yeah, they're shocked. Interesting little tidbit here coming up. They're traveling through the forest, scans confirming what they're seeing. When they get to this moment, I'm just gonna click through. All right. Ah, dang it.
Well, right now they're talking to John, and he's basically saying that that he confirms that all the cities have now vanished, and the readings are merely just vegetation on the entire planet.
Right, and then they get to the school, and
then
this must be something. This must be a popular location to shoot in, because this is at the very least extremely similar to a very popular location used in the show Supernatural. So there's like 3 or 4 episodes of Supernatural that takes place inside of or outside of a school of some sort, and this is the exact same shot. It's crazy.
Okay.
I should have had this. I should have found those episodes and queued them up so you guys can see. I'm a super fan of Supernatural, no pun intended. Huh. And it's interesting how the second I saw this, I was like, oh man, is that did Supernatural shoot on the Fox lot at some moment or at some point, or what? What's the deal? Because it's like the exact same thing shot, or maybe it's like some kind of maybe it's an establishing shot that's used a lot. I don't know. But yeah, now there's a school. There's a random school. I'm going to click past the intro here. Why is there a random school in the middle of the forest on a planet that should have no life whatsoever?
Mystery deepens. I don't know, but we do know the title of this episode is Mortality Paradox.
Yes, and I'm actually going to give it an upvote because it used that establishing shot. I wasn't going to, but I'm going to. It's great.
All right.
Good. I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
Archmage Afraid said maybe they made the school from Gordon's mind and he watches Supernatural. Oh!
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Oh!
Hadn't thought of that.
Epic! I love that Archmage. This is why you're here, bro.
It would have been so cool if like he had said, "Oh my gosh, I was watching Supernatural." It would have been cool if he's like, "I've seen this school before."
It'd be too meta, man.
I know.
All right, so they communicate with Lamar and then they head down to the school. Things get weird when the door closes, though.
Yeah.
We are not alone. Boris says, we're not. So there's students in there. They can't get out. The doors is shut. They even try to shoot the door with what do they call their weapon? Phaser, disruptor?
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. One of their energy weapons.
Yeah.
Never watched Supernatural. I'm gonna watch this, dude. I wish I can take your brain and put it in my brain so I can experience the glory that is 15 seasons of that show.
I stopped at the Demon Crossroads. That's as far as I got.
I don't want to get off course here. There's plenty of episodes and seasons that were like, but it's one of those shows that there are so many strong seasons and so many strong episodes and so many compelling characters, and then they actually end it. Like they end the show, and it's not like a ridiculous lost J.J. Abrams lost ending. It's a real ending, and it feels final, and it feels satisfying. It's just really fantastic. It still went too long, to be honest. 15 seasons is too long for any show. Unless it's the Orville, of course.
Keep them coming. Keep the Orville episodes coming.
All right, so they can't get out. The doors are locked. They can't blast their way out. They're stuck in school. And the bell rings, and there's all kinds of kids. A lot of kids. Kids everywhere. This is my nightmare right here. Being surrounded by teenagers.
That's your nightmare?
Yeah.
You were never gonna be like the wood shop teacher, huh?
No. Although I had a wood shop teacher in middle school named Mr. Burns. And then in high school, I had a woodshop teacher named Mr. Burns. Not the same teacher. 2 different teachers with the same last name, Burns. One teacher, no joke, missing 3 fingers.
Yes.
The high school teacher legitimately missing a leg. I'm not joking. Like his opening joke to us was he was like doing the safety course and he goes, "Trust me," and he knocks on his leg with his cane and he goes, "You don't want to miss the safety course." And I remember being a teenager and being like, "Oh my God, what is in here? How did you lose your leg, dude?"
You're terrified of woodshop class.
Yeah. Realizing, I mean, it's probably lost it in like a war or something, but like, I'm a kid. I didn't know any better. I'm like, "Yo, with the bandsaw? Should I stay away from the bandsaw, bro?"
You stand in the middle of the room and don't go near the machines.
Yeah, so I had two the woodshop teachers coincidentally named the same thing, all missing appendages, and I'm like, this is not a safe place to be.
Yeah.
And John Burns. I forgot we have a John Burns in our chat.
Me too. I was going to say, are they related to John Burns?
Are you, Miss John? Are you missing appendages? I need to know.
He's not a woodshop teacher.
Archmaze, you're a woodshop teacher missing an eye? What's up with that? How many? Shane, did your woodshop teacher be missing appendages or anything?
No, mine were whole.
Too bad. Imagine if that was like a rent.
Yeah.
Like, in order to be a woodshop teacher, you have to lose a piece of your body.
They were just really mean old men.
Yeah, they were all mean too.
Really angry. Like they really hated being there.
I wanted to be something else. All right. Yeah. So they're in school, and they ask what's going on. The teenagers regard them with apathy and confusion, which is the proper way to regard
Typical. Yeah.
Adults. It's actually the only way teenagers regard adults nowadays. What?
Look at the look on that kid's face right there. Look at that look.
This guy talking to me? Hey, do you sell weed? All right. Could be time travel. I'm so glad, by the way, it wasn't time travel. I want to be clear.
Yeah.
Like, I love the Orville, but like, initially I was like, was it time travel? I was like, oh, thank God it's not time travel. I'm tired of time travel.
The mystery is just so deep. Like, it's so mysterious for so long. I just love that.
Yes. Yeah, it's really good. Okay, so back on the ship, they're trying to figure out what's going on the planet. They have no answers.
Well, because they disappeared. So at this point,
yeah,
they can't talk to the crew.
No trace
they've
the
disappeared.
landing party, right?
Yeah.
There are crewmates. This whole thing with this Charlie chick, she's gonna get on my nerves if she keeps acting this way. I mean, she is, bro. It's like she's like constantly hot, like just overly hostile, constantly. Like, take it down a notch, okay, third sister, please.
Oh Jesus! You just called her third sister.
I mean,
look at John's looking at her like one of the inquisitors, one of the grand inquisitors. Like, you need to calm down.
Like, relax, okay. Backup plan. So all the kids go back to class. They're trying to figure out what's going on. They even go into a classroom. They're like, yeah, and the teacher's like, yo, what are you doing in there?
That was great. Yeah. Business as usual.
Although if I saw a guy come in look like Burtis, I'd be like, security.
Oh, we got a problem here.
Yeah, one has a weapon out. One looks like Bortus. Yo, and especially in this country. Whoa.
Right.
Oh, okay. Gordon is wandering on by himself. By the way, first rule of investigating a scary situation is don't be by yourself. Just so you guys
don't be alone.
If you guys are ever inside of a horror movie, don't go off by yourself. Okay. And he gets attacked by some teenagers that are bigger than him.
By some children. I want to upvote this.
Yeah, I'm gonna upvote
because this is just, if you've ever been nearly swirled to death in the bathroom in high school, like you'll appreciate this right here.
I've never been swirled to death, but I'm gonna upvote it because these guys are like a foot taller than poor Scott Grimes. And Jay Lee tweeted last night. He's like, retweet if you want to roll with me to go handle some guys or whatever, talking about people that beat up Scott Grimes' character.
Yeah, he took it like a champ.
He did.
But yeah,
they messed him up. They're like, this guy looks like he's dirty though, right? He looks like an older. He looks like way older than a teenager.
He looks like he's like 36 and he's got like 3 kids. What's going on here?
Yeah, He got 3 kids and he invested in GameStop.
and he's still angry because the stock market's down 60%.
He bought Dogecoin at 73 cents during the SNL sketch.
Right.
Diamond hands.
At least they didn't flush the toilet on Gordon's head.
Yeah, and interesting. Also, they couldn't get in there, right, for a second.
Yeah, they were locked out.
Yeah, this guy looks defeated. Like he has 3
Look
kids.
at that guy. He looks like he might be like
he's upside down with alimony.
He looks like a dwarf from Lord of the Rings or something like that. Something weird going on there.
Oh man, great character. Yeah, they really rough up old Scott, and they get in there, and that's the first mystery. The first mystery is, I guess there's some guy that
bully.
What?
It's a bully.
It's a bully. There's a bully that Gordon owes money to.
He's gonna meet him after school and he's gonna beat him up.
He's gonna meet him after school. Yeah, it's great. Boris's reaction was good too. He's like, "Oh, okay." His wounds are real though, so this is the nice establishing here is that whatever's happening here is happening to them for real.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, that needed to be established because we weren't really scared for them or fearful until that happened. Right. And we're like, oh, okay, wait, something bad can happen.
Until a bunch of middle-aged students beat the crap out of Gordon.
Randall better get his money, man. Come on now. Oh my gosh. It's funny. I had an alert just come off my computer. It said stocks are officially now down 50% this year. What did I say it like 30 seconds ago? Computer's listening to me.
Yep. They can't sit at the cool girls table, that's for sure.
Mean Girls.
Portis is like, excuse me.
She's like, you have a 5 head. She's like, what?
So they sit down with the nerds, and he explains that they got to go and pay Randall, or Randall's going to give him a hard time. So their only lead right now is the bully Randall that's waiting for them in the on the football field to get his money.
Yeah, the one thing that they didn't mention here is you got to remember. So Gordon had this moment while everything was going on, where basically he felt like he had a brain freezing, and he felt like he was having an out of body experience. So there was actually this moment where we thought we were getting a little bit of solution to the mystery, like something weird happened during that event for Gordon and to nobody else. Right. That's all we know so far.
Yeah, he checked out for a second or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, and the kids tell him, because my followers are gonna flame his gram, just talking nonsense.
You better give Randall his money.
You better get Randall his money. So a second away team is heading to the surface. I love how there's a couple red shirts with her. I was like, oh, those guys are gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
They're
dead.
They're dead. It's the main character and 2 randos in red shirts. All right.
We know Claire's going to be fine.
Yeah, surprisingly they didn't die. So Isaac, Claire, and a couple randos head off to the planet to also search. And they leave the school. They go to the field looking for the bully Randall.
Now this is cool because we actually got to see what's coming up here right now before, and we may have mentioned this before, but we got a chance to see this a long time ago when we visited the set.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom showed us parts of this episode.
Yeah, the plane part too we saw.
So we got a little bit of Star Wars action here in the Orville.
Yeah, it looks like a Rancor.
Looks like a Rancor.
Rancor.
But that's Randall, and he looks really mad.
Randall's pissed.
Yeah, he wants his money. I don't know what he's going to spend it on. Maybe some clothes.
I know why Randall's pissed. He clearly has a lot of skin problems. Probably some self-confidence issues. Randall, their weapons have pretty much zero effect on Randall. So they run, and they run into Oh wait, no, wait. There was a moment here where didn't Randall pick one of them up? I'm missing it.
Yeah, it was Gordon. This is actually the moment where he has his brain freeze.
Oh, I see. Oh no, Randall's gonna eat me. All right. All right.
He even looked like Luke being pulled up by the Rancor. Kind of looks like him, right? He's like in his hand there.
They run off and they run into a plane that is flying in the middle of stormy weather.
And this is where it turns into like Twilight Zone for me.
Yeah, it gets real twilighty.
And I'm like, what is going on here?
Great, cool scene. They're on a 747 or whatever.
Give me that. Give me a vote on that one.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a vote too. That's really good.
Just I love the transition and more mystery, but yet we're kind of sort of figuring out something's going on.
Yep, they're told to sit down. This is when Gordon explains that it's like my whole brain froze, man.
Mm-hmm.
When Random picked him up, and they explain that it's not hallucinating. He wasn't hallucinating. He wasn't shock. He's had shock before. So they're laying the framework, the foundation. Claire, Isaac, and the red shirts pop on down to the planet. It's exactly how it should be. And there ain't no one there but the ship they got out of.
Yep, and the other shuttle.
Right. Like, where are they? I don't know where they're at. Okay. Back on the plane. They're told to sit down by the flight attendant, or I'm not sure what they're called now, but flight attendant is what I remember.
I think it's still flight attendant.
Stewardess or whatever.
No, it used to be stewardess. Now it's flight attendant.
Oh, I see. My bad. Yeah, also, what do you think was behind the door that Ed refused to go to? Oh. Lord of the Rings Shire? All right.
I'd be cool with that. If that was cool, I'd go there.
That'd be cool. All right, so they're hitting some turbulence, and Gordon says it's not like regular turbulence. This is like they're trying to hit the turbulence.
It'd be cool if they would have been like, look out on the wing. There's something on the wing. Right.
We could have had like a William Shatner cameo.
Right. Right.
That's a William Shatner deep cut right there. All right, now they go to the cabin, even though this flight attendant doesn't like that. Oh, there's no pilots. Surprise, surprise. Gordon's got to fly.
Hopefully they got somebody who can fly a plane.
Right. Well, he says he can, but he says he probably can, right?
Yeah.
Which is Gordon, so he can. All right. They barely survive, it looks like.
This is where Ed has his foggy-eyed moment.
Yep. Ed checks out for a second. And now they're in the Mocklin morgue.
Yeah.
That transition.
That was cool.
Yeah, very good transition. And the Mocklin morgue.
We saw that set in person, and we knew it was a Mocklin morgue, but we didn't know how it was going to come together.
Right. Yeah, we got to see that in person. That's right. That was great.
We did.
We could finally talk about that. Yeah. So this, it's so weird. Like their morgues. What was that? Do you remember the explanation for this? By the way.
I mean, that's the way they're after they die. They're basically buried. Not buried. They're put in this morgue for several days, and they're lifted off the ground. And they rest in these floating pods. I can't remember exactly why they get to do that, or they do that. It has something to do with the ceremony, or moving on to the next afterlife.
Oh, by the way, of course, Tala sees a button and presses the button right away. I almost wanted to downvote that because it seems sort of like typical of horror movies, but I'm not gonna downvote it.
Yeah, but you had to find a way to get so that Bortus could see himself. So of course Bortus sees himself in one of the pods.
Ah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, he sees himself, and then he wakes up and starts choking himself, and this is when he has his moment, right?
Yes.
Blanks out real quick. All right, they try to get him off, and they leave the morgue. And where are they, Shane? We don't know yet because we're back with Claire. Claire's like, yeah, there's no one down here, and And Lamar makes the right decision. Like, all right, come back up. Don't wander around and kill your red shirts. So that was good.
Yeah, that was good. Now they're going down the stairway.
Walking down the stairway, always creepy, always fun.
Can't see what's below.
What's directly beneath us? Oh, we don't know. Oh, it's a lake.
On Zalea.
But it's not Zalea because Ed says we'd be dead right now.
That's right. But there's a boat, a light on the other side of the lake, and something in the water, we find out.
Oh, Archmage's phrase. It said they keep them for up to 6 days so they can finish any unfinished business. Interesting.
That's right.
That's interesting.
Thank you, Archmage.
Yeah. There's a boat, so they gotta get across the lake or whatever.
I like how Kelly says, "No, you can't go, Ed."
Right.
But because he had been an accident, Gordon's had the crap beat out of him, and she's like, "Gordon, get in the boat."
Get in the boat, Gordon. That's funny. All right, they're wandering around. Of course, there's a giant lake monster. Good times. Love that.
So it seems like everything that they're trying to do, there's some sort of something in the way, something that's pushing them in a certain direction, and it almost feels like they're in this like maze or they're being pushed somewhere.
Yeah, and this scene was actually really, look at that. Look at that. That is a beautiful scene. So deep down, like it's like the visuals here. I'm actually gonna up for that.
Yeah, that was really good
because it's really cool, and like this scene of like they're super deep. Tala is trying to get her out. That's a really cool. That's as someone who fears the deep ocean. This was triggering for me for sure. And then she also has the little blackout moment.
Mm-hmm.
And they're back on land. All right, the boat didn't work.
I love this command decision by Ed. This gets an upvote from me. He's like, we're not going through that door. Ain't going to do it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to go the other way.
We're gonna go, yeah. We're going to go the other way.
I mean, to be fair, look at that door.
Yeah, he could tell they were being, led around by a hook in their mouth, and he's like, he's not having it.
That's a pretty fair thing to say, though. Like, you know what? I'm not going to go through that scary looking weird door.
I mean, that's not why he chose to go through it, but yeah.
I know, but like, yeah, I'd be like,
I agree.
Not gonna do it. Look at that thing. No, I'm good. I'm not. Look at it. It's like, yeah, no, that's enough. So they decide to go the other way and completely avoid the maze or whatever. And they find a power signature in a cave. What is it? It's a Kalon simulation device or something, right?
We knew it. The Kalon were behind this the whole time.
It's the Kalon!
Yes. The Kalon! No, not really.
It's not. So they're able to, quote unquote, destroy the device. The illusion is gone. They pick up the pieces and they get back in their shuttle and they go back on their ship.
Yes, and you're like, okay, well, they figured it out. This is cool. The Kalon they're basically, they've got this tech where they're able to confuse and they're going to take us over. They're going to kill us.
Yeah, it was probably a test or whatever. Here's the beauty of this. Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I thought the show was over.
So did I.
Not only did I think it was over, I was satisfied with that ending.
I was too. They got through it. We figured it out. They explained the whole, and it moved the story. And let me tell you why this is so good. Upvote here, because Seth and Brandon Braga and everybody doing this stuff. Okay, they knew that we want more. We want to figure out what's going on with the Kalon. There has to be some sort of Kalon thing because it's unfinished business, and so they're dangling this thing in front of us. So we just totally believe it. We like bite the carrot.
Yeah, and the explanation made sense. Everything made sense.
Yeah.
And even up till the bridge moment, You know, when they're like explaining how the device works, like they're going through all this rigmarole to explain why they were on there and what the technology does and how they need to study it, and like it just seems like the end of the show.
Right.
And they get back to the move past all this. All right. So this is like wrapping up this is like wrapping up the episode.
Yeah, the way we would wrap up an episode. Yes.
Right. So they're on the bridge, and they think it's Union ships coming to pick them up, and this is brilliant because to make it even better,
I love this. Yes,
I gotta upvote this.
Upvote me too.
Isaac says, "Captain, those are not Union ships." Further cementing that the story we saw was correct because he would be able to see through the illusion because he's not organic.
Right. Yes. Exact. Well, no. That does do that, but at that moment we're not thinking that, right? So we're not thinking about that. We're the reason why he can tell for some reason. Like we're not thinking it's because it's an illusion.
No. I was thinking that they were using the same technology that was on the planet.
Oh, I see.
For their ships, like cloaking tech or whatever.
That is correct. Yes.
And that he was able to see through it.
And we got another great moment with him and Charlie because she doesn't believe him about anything, right? Because they had that moment earlier, right? Where she's like, you know, we don't just leave our people, okay, man, okay, long guy.
Yeah, right.
And then again,
like, hey, Charlie, if they are our people, they're just going to be a little annoyed with us. If they're not, we're going to die. So come on.
Yeah. So what's cool is like she's learning that she needs to chill out. Like Isaac can be trusted because he's right in this situation.
No, verified. It's a Union convoy. He's like, no, I'm telling you, but Captain ain't. He's trying to trick us on fire engine. Shut up, Charlie. I want to downvote her so badly. I'm not gonna do it though.
I mean, you can if you want to.
No, it's not. It doesn't feel like it's worth it.
I'm just giving her I'm giving her teenage Freds here. You know, she'll eventually learn.
By episode 5, I need her character to be singing a different tone.
I agree.
And it's discovered that they are Kaylon ships. And we got this great moment where they're about to shoot. I got to the moment. They're gonna shoot at the No, my bad. Back up a little bit.
This is where things get jiggy.
Yeah. Really cool moment. No copyright claim. No copyright claim. Come on.
Yep, right there.
Yeah. So like right there we go, oh, wait a minute. Oh, they're still on the planet.
Yes, they are.
And at this moment, we still think it's the Kaylon to some degree, right?
Bum, bum, bum.
Right.
Yeah, I know. But totally upvote this because we just got sent totally twisted.
Right.
So I'll take an upvote.
Yep. And Tala, this is when I knew. I'm like, oh, Tala.
I'll take an upvote.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Thanks. When they said Tala is checking in, I was like,
yes.
Tala is not Tala.
Uh-oh.
Because she's on the planet with them still. They're still on the planet with Tala, and Tala's in that ship. And she's like, yeah, I'm good. What's up? So whoever came aboard before wasn't Tala. Was it a Kaylon using the same stuff?
And it gives a whole new meaning to when Tala saves Kelly. when she's under the water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, by the way, she also saves Gordon from Randall.
Oh, well, it was Tala. Yeah, you're right.
Tala saved every person here that needed to be saved. She also helped save Bortus from being choked.
You're right.
And she's also the one that pressed the button in the first place.
Yes, you're right.
So Tala saved everyone here except for Ed, but Ed didn't really need saving.
That's true.
So, yes, the person who was guiding them was also saving them every single time, too.
Right.
Interesting.
Who is it?
Who is it?
Who is
We're about to find out.
We're almost there.
Yeah. This is a really. I want to get to this too. There's a moment here. It's really cool. Watch this, right here, right here. No, I'm gonna back up. Like it's gonna hit the ship. It's running up. Ah!
Right.
And it's like
That's
right
awesome.
there. Really cool. I'm upvoting this. Really cool frame. Show it. That is rad.
Yeah, that was great. Just a really good moment.
Yep. And that's when Tala reveals herself. Or should I say Q?
It's not cute.
It's not Q. It's like it's a Q type entity, I suppose, though.
I think it's Dino or Dino,
Dino.
played by Elizabeth Gillies.
Yes, and this is the character from. This is the race from the character
From Mad Idolatry.
The race from Mad Idolatry, where their entire society is moving like 50,000 times faster than everyone else.
Yes.
And Isaac has to spend like 1,000 years there waiting for the next cycle.
Well, Kelly's the god.
And Kelly's the god because
Yes.
she was there when they were, when they were really when they weren't advanced.
Right.
And they worshipped her as a priest or whatever. And now this is the race of those people, so advanced, so beyond us.
Yeah, they're 50,000 years past these guys.
Right. So they're basically like, gods on their level now.
Right.
Qs, right? Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, it's really such a great, and I want to give 2 upvotes for this because not only is this just a really cool twist, it's like it's a twist all the way through. It's Twilight Zone. It's great sci-fi. It's just fantastic, but it's also a callback to in-universe canon. And this just, the episode they didn't realize would just be paying us all the way through 3 seasons. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. We get to learn about a character, that we're probably going to see again, I'm assuming, since they're kind of Q-like, and I think that's why we say Q.
David, no, you said. Oh, I thought you said cute.
So I just thought it was really fantastic, and I do believe this was probably one of the best episodes of the Orville. Just from the mystery, the twists, it gave me great vibes from Voyager when you think it's the actual crew and you find out it's not the actual crew. Just wonderful, wonderful mystery twist. And that's what I want in my stories. It was just really fantastic.
Yes, it was really good. I love the fact that they went back and they paid off the Mad Idolatry episode.
Yeah.
By itself, that was a great episode. But like you're like, oh, that's a great episode. I wonder what happens to those people because of their unique the way they're uniquely moving through time. The fact that they're able to pay that off and actually show you what happens, not 30 years later in a different series with a different crew, but like the next season.
But now, and that's that advanced idea. And why we love the Orville, why it's so good, because these different ideas, whether it's the 2D episode about the two-dimensional beings, whether it's this society that's moving faster than other societies due to its, what's happening in its little universe. It's just, this is what makes the show so great. And I know, I'm seeing a lot of people complain that there's not enough comedy in the show. I'm seeing a lot of reviews like, oh, it's not funny. I don't like the show. It's too serious. When all push comes to shove, it's nice having some funny, humorous stuff. But ultimately, we want our sci-fi to be satisfying. And without these deep storylines and twists and interesting science fiction, this is what it means to be a great science fiction TV show, in my opinion.
And there was some comedy this episode. In fact, I would say there was more comedy this episode than the previous 2 episodes.
Yeah, similar, I'm thinking. I can't think of a whole lot of instances.
There wasn't like a lot of comedy. It's not like season 1 comedy, but there was more comedy here.
Yeah, I know people want more levity, and I'm sure it's going to be coming, but Bortus has had something funny in almost every episode. And
Yep.
You know, Gordon usually has something funny. I mean,
And I'm pretty sure next episode is a Bortus episode.
I hope so.
So guys, listen, so our final score, 8.
Yeah, but it deserves to be an 11.
Oh, jeez. Really?
Because I'll tell you why. Because our first episode was a 10, right? And this, to me, is the best episode so far this season.
Yeah, one reason why the first episode was a 10 because there was so much more to upvote, and it was the first episode back.
We were upvoting a lot of the new, the graphics and things going on.
Right.
So, but just to make it official, I want people to know, for me at least, this was the best episode of the season so far.
Yes, but our official score
is an 8.
Yeah, so that's it.
All right. Well, let's see what people got to say before we go to our interview.
But before we do, hit that comment section on the way down to the comment section to tell Shane that you actually thought it was a level 30 or whatever. Ooh. My brain's broken. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, all the buttons, and thank you so much. And we'll see you tomorrow.